Today I feel conflicted. Hello everyone, and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Blizzconline. Yes, this is my second video on day one. It's going to be my reaction and opinions on everything we heard from Blizzard Entertainment. Now I do have to say, just right off the bat, I thought we were going to get very small amount of information with a bunch of filler events, and we did not get that. I found out so much information about D4 and Diablo II Resurrected, so I'm very happy that Blizzard gave out so much information, because we've been asking them to do that for a while. Now, I already dropped one video on the two big announcement for BlizzConline Day 1, and that is the reveal trailer for the Rogue class, and the reveal of the gameplay for Diablo II Resurrected. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I will link it at the end of this video. But really for today, or I should say tonight, I'm going to be breaking down my feelings on everything we heard today. And I've watched it twice. As always, I will share my thoughts. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to support smaller channels. All right. Let's jump right into this. Now, obviously, I want to start with Diablo II Resurrected, the quintessential game that started it all, and I've said it 1,000 times, it's the reason why I started my YouTube channel. Now, during the entire viewing of BlizzConline, thank you for making it free, Blizzard Entertainment, I kept going back to the feeling I had when they talked about Diablo II Resurrected. I kept wanting to rewind to re-watch that part. So I started thinking, like, obviously I love this game, I'm totally biased towards it, and it pulls at those nostalgia heartstrings. But when I was looking at the gameplay for it, when I was listening to Vicarious Visions talk, and the Diablo developers talk about how they are remastering this title, you can just, like, you can feel it just as I felt it playing, that they are so passionate and they want to stay true to the Diablo 2 title. So I started thinking, do other people feel this way? So I started looking at reviews. I started reading articles. Then I started hitting forums. Did Diablo II Resurrected steal the show for BlizzConline Day 1? Now, obviously, there's a lot of people that like other games and they were talking about it, but there was one reoccurring theme that I kept seeing over and over again when I was doing my research. I can't wait to play this game. And you kept hearing stories and read different paragraphs about people and what this game meant to them and growing up with them. A lot of the same stories that I have. Like, this is the game that started it all. And I was having a discussion with someone on my Discord, and he was saying that the current generation just doesn't understand. Everyone has a phone, a tablet, a PC, a console, playing with your friends online and talking, like, they don't understand how big of a deal that was for my generation. Like, before, playing on Nintendo and playing on older consoles, when you first connected to a computer and you got high-speed internet and now you're connected with your friends to play this game, you can't explain that feeling. And I think that's why so many people are excited for this game. Now, on top of that, listening to the development team, what they are doing, it's one of those that it sounds too good to be true. It is a complete 3D, frame-for-frame remaster. And a lot of the details from the original concept art that you couldn't even see in Diablo 2, the original game, has been completely remastered. They talk about a story where in one of the kitchens there's like 4 cloves of garlic. And if you looked at Diablo 2 right now, all you would see is really 4 white dots. And you wouldn't know that from the concept art that those 4 white dots are actually supposed to be garlic that is hanging. That they now can go through and render and actually draw the garlic cloves on there. So they're saying that as far as like finding the fun, all the original stuff that was in the game that you didn't even realize was in the game will now be in there for you to check out. And when it comes to sticking with modern ARPGs, they want to give us some quality of life improvements that don't really hurt the immersion of Diablo. For example, a shared stash. Now, if anybody's played Diablo 2, you don't have a lot of inventory space, so you make mule characters. It'll be like you make a character and it's weapons, and then all your weapons would be on that character, and then armors, and then charms, and you'd have to make a game, drop all your stuff on the ground, exit the game, go back in the game, pick it up, and it was really hard to transfer items, or you'd have to have a friend do it for you. And at times, server crash, the game doesn't come back, you lose all your gear. Well, now you'll be able modernly to store all your loot. Great addition. They also talked about how there's actually going to be an advanced character breakdown sheet. So now you can see your magic find. You could see your damages, you know, instead of having to manually total it yourself through your gear. So you're going to be getting some modern next-gen ARPG experiences in the 3D remastered Diablo 2. Two other really exciting things coming to Diablo 2 Remastered is the complete remaster of the soundtrack. They said it'll still have all the iconic music in it, but it's going to feel more full. It'll feel more cinematic. It'll have more depth to it. So that's going to be really exciting to hear. And the complete shot-for-shot with new art for all 28 minutes of the cinematics. You're even going to be able, like on most modern ARPGs, and most people think this is silly, but I really like it, to zoom in and out on your character. So all that gear that you really couldn't see that was all pixelated, it's all going to be 3D, high def, and whatever the little picture looks like on your icon, you will now see it on your gear. This is going to be a really exciting title, and I feel bad for everybody working on Diablo 4, because I would rather play this right now, which helps me segue to Diablo 4. Let's start off with the new addition to the campfire, and of course I am talking about the Rogue. Now, I've made videos in the past saying that the class I really wanted to see in D4 was the Amazon, because one of my favorite classes from any game was the Javazon from Diablo 2. Literally have never seen anything like that in any game I have ever played. The original Javazon from Diablo 2. And if anybody's played that game, Titan's Revenge, alright, forget it. Well, we didn't get an Amazon, we got the Rogue, which is very close, still going to use a bow and arrow, and now daggers. And I literally just got done making a complete new build guide for the new Rogue class in Last Epoch, which is of course my current favorite ARPG. So it is exciting that I'm going to get to play a new Rogue in D4. It's unfortunate that I've already got to play Last Epoch, so you're going to have some competition at Diablo 4, because that Rogue is extremely fun. Now, listening to the devs, watching the reveal trailer, what do I think so far from what I've seen? Let me think about this for a second. I'm going to put it, think one more second, in the average category, okay? Because, yes, it looks good. The reveal trailer was fine. I mean, you've got to give Blizzard credit when it comes to their cinematics and videos. I mean, they're some of the best in the world, right? But looking at the gameplay, I just could not get over. I've seen the same skill 20 times. I saw Rain of Arrows. I saw the one where it like pops up a person to the left and right, and the caltrops and the dash over and over and over again. I kept seeing the same skills, which made me think about like, how many different skills is this character going to have? Or moreover, how developed is the character? How close is the rogue from actual completion? Okay, now what Diablo 4 is doing, and they made that very clear today, that you're going to be able to imbue skills with any form of like magic. So it's going to be like cold, ice, poison, shadow, which means every skill will have the same animation, but you can roll it a different way. So it's like Rain of Arrows is now poison. Nah, forget that, I don't want to poison, I want to make it ice. Nah, forget that, I want to make it fire or shadow. You're going to be able to change the same skill, same animation, but it'll be a different color. I mean, I guess that's not the same animation, but it's the same looking skill, just a different color. So, I mean, I do like that because it's going to open up a lot of different variants when it comes to builds, but it's also kind of boring. Now, something else they talked about was the Rogue's class specialization. You can go into the Shadow Realm, you could focus on combos, you can focus on weakness, like I actually did really like that. They said that weakness was the one where you have to be really actually good at the game and timing, and you got to be like a surgeon. So obviously I would pick that one because it would take more skill. So I did like specialization, okay? I did like the imbue. I'm just saying that, like, it felt average. It felt okay. There's nothing I saw from the Diablo 4 video today that I cannot do right now logging in and playing the rogue class on Last Epoch. That's just the truth. Don't shoot the messenger. I mean, I guess in Last Epoch I can't climb a mountain or jump off a horse, okay? That does not mean it's bad. It does not mean that I disapprove. I'm just saying today, from gameplay from the rogue class, I did not see anything that made my jaw drop. I mean, I guess when, like, the first scene where she cuts the guy in half, that was pretty cool. And then the scene of Rain of Arrows when they're poisoning and the guys are, like, melting into the floor, that was pretty cool. But again, I saw Rain of Arrows like 20 times. So now let me give you my opinion on Diablo 4 in its entirety and everything we learned about it. Now, I've been struggling to record this part of the segment because honestly, it's kind of hard to put into words. Obviously, Blizzard Entertainment is still a shell of its previous self after they have merged with Activision. For the most part, most people agree on that sentiment. Now, obviously, when you watch something like BlizzCon, it pulls at those heartstrings, you kind of get drawn back in, like, oh, maybe they're not too bad, right? Now, when I look at Diablo 4, again, like, there's nothing that really excites me, okay? I am more excited to play Diablo 4 today than yesterday or the day prior because of everything I've seen and found out about it, but I'm not like, I can't wait to get my hands on this game. When they were moving from Diablo 2 to Diablo 3, I was at the store day one. I think I bought 2 copies day one because I was so excited to get my hands on the new Diablo experience because obviously I love D2 so much. I do not feel that way about Diablo 4. I think it's cool that you can, like, you know, jump over canyons now, and I like that you can climb up walls, and, you know, if you fall down into a cave, like, you actually come down into that area. So obviously this is going to be a very top-notch next-gen ARPG. But watching the rogue footage compared to the rogue I just played in Last Epoch, okay. You know, seeing that they added something that I despise in ARPGs, and that is mounts. Mounts are not needed in an ARPG because normally you would have waypoints, okay? Or you would have skills or gear to run walk so that you are just fast. Normally when you see mounts in a game, especially if you think of a Blizzard game like World of Warcraft, that is a micro transaction that they want to add into the game to get more money from you. Now, in today's Blizzconline Day 1, they talk about how you can find mounts and you can kill certain monsters and get mounts, and the speed is based upon the shoe that the horse has, and you can customize it, but your horse can't take damage, but you're going to have a dismount skill. So all that stuff is fine. I mean, if it stays that way. But I'm telling you, it'll be a special horse that looks a special way, that potentially has a special skill or speed. And it'll only cost you 20 bucks. That will happen. Mark my words. Now, I think I understand how they're going to reason putting mounts in the game because they're trying to make this game fully open world. You can go from this map to this map to this map to this map, and you can run across the entire world in this open world setting. Normally in action RPG, especially Diablo, yeah, you can go different directions and things like that, but ultimately your objective is in a path, kind of linear, right? That's not how they're making Diablo 4. It's supposed to be, I'm going to go explore over here, and when you're exploring over there, you might find a camp that you have to take over, or you might find a quest that you'll have to do for your specific class. So it's going to be more open world. And I don't even mind the open world part. I think that could be a good idea. You know, I don't hate this game. I don't think this game's going to be bad. I put it in the average to good category. What I'm saying is that I just don't have the excitement that I had for previous Diablo games. There's nothing that's like, I cannot wait to get my hands on that. Now, before we move off Diablo 4, I do want to talk about PvP. And it's hard for me to really explain PvP, so I'm going to let the experts explain it, and then I'm going to tell you what I think. Enjoy this quick little video.
The hatred of Mephisto has been bubbling up from hell and has created these areas in the open world that you can freely walk into that kind of consumes you and makes you turn against your fellow players.
PvP, even in these areas, these fields of hatred, right? Even in these spaces, it's not like mandatory. So these are optional places players can choose to go to kind of collect shards of hatred that they can collect from like killing monsters, from completing events, opening chests, all kinds of ways to earn these things, not necessarily just killing players. And as you earn these shards of hatred, they're kind of in an unpurified state. They're in a basic state. You need to bring them to a purification event in order to turn them into a currency that you can then use in the nearby like small encampments around the fields of hatred. And what's really neat about that is that when you're trying to purify these things, that's when everybody nearby finds out and hears like, oh, okay, well, someone's actually trying to complete a purification ritual. We need to go and kill those players and take all of their shards before they finish. But once you purify them, they're yours. You can't lose them. But before they're purified, they're free game.
Yeah, I think it's really important to note that, like, even if you don't want to engage with other PvP players, you can actually explore those areas and collect the shards of hatreds from specifically monsters. But the second you need to then turn them in and purify them into a currency where you can spend them on gear, trophies, and other content, you actually are hostile yourself and actually can be attacked during that single moment. But I think that really creates a lot of opportunity for you to team up with friends for just that one little moment in order to gain the reward that you spent so much time collecting.
So you called out earlier that the shards of hatred are used for like some of the vendors you can find in the fields of hatred. There are some special vendors that only kind of arrive in these areas. They'll have special costumes or new mounts and weapons and things along those lines. Nothing that's like strictly more powerful than stuff you can get in other parts of the game, but stuff that really like speaks to your desire as a PvP player. And I think one of the things that's really kind of neat about the system in general is that as a player, if you choose to go hostile, betray other players that are near you, try to get as many shards of hatred as you can, you're going to slowly begin to kind of like infuse yourself with that same curse of Mephisto. And you're going to become a vessel of hatred. Now, once you do that, everyone within a very large radius of you is going to be able to see you as a threat on the map. And they're going to get a bonus for killing you. So when that occurs, you have a set amount of time you need to survive. And if you're able to do that without running away or jumping in a town portal and trying to escape, if you're able to do that and finish that period and manage to escape or defeat your people who are coming to try to destroy you, you're going to get a really big bonus at the end.
Thank you for that breakdown. Collecting shards of hatred. Now, everything about what they said, I actually loved. I'm bored, I'm sick of doing quests, I'm literally just gonna go into this field and fight all these people and fight all these monsters and collect all these shards of hatred, which then I can use for an actual reward. So it's not like I'm just going there to kill time, I'm actually doing something that's fun and then I get a reward at the end, just as if I was grinding, okay? None of that I have a problem with. The problem is the purification ritual for your shards. They said that the second that you start the purification ritual, you become hostile, or you're hostile already, but now people are notified, which means they're gonna come over and try and fight you for your shards, okay? I have been playing online games for over 20 years online, which means there is no way they have not thought of this. Okay, there's no way. I don't believe it. Okay, when you are going to turn in your shards, there is just going to be a horde of people waiting there to gank you. It's literally what's going to happen. You're going to do all the work all day collecting all these shards, and you're like, I'm going to go turn them in. And you're going to go to turn them in, and you're going to get killed in 1 second and lose all your stuff. That is literally what they said. You are hostile. You are automatically hostile until you turn in your shards. So it's not like you can collect all these shards, then go get a big team, then wait for it to be empty, and then go and turn them in. No, while you're collecting the shards, you are hostile. That is crazy. around those little turn-in centers is where people are going to meet, kick it. They'll be doing something else on their computer and they'll have Diablo 4 on the left. And when somebody goes to put in their shards, they're just going to get killed and take them. Mark my words. That is what's going to happen. Okay. So that I really loved everything they did other than the shards have to be turned in to be purified in that ritual. Okay, I don't want to beat a dead horse. I'm just saying that was my big problem when it came to PvP. All right, everyone, that's the video. I know I didn't cover a lot of the details from both games. I really just wanted to give you my reaction and my feeling from day one for Blizzconline. And of course, I will link the actual stream in the description below. Diablo II Resurrected, I cannot wait to get my hands on. I think they did a really nice job. I feel like it stole the show, and listening to the developers and Vicarious Visions talk on how they're developing the game made me very excited. On the Diablo 4 front, I feel a lot better about the game today than I did yesterday. That being said, there is just still nothing that my jaw drops and says that I cannot wait to get my hands on this game. Again, my current favorite ARPG is Last Epoch, so right now whenever I see a video, whenever I see gameplay, whenever I hear about an idea, I'm comparing that game to Last Epoch. And right now, I just don't see it. Visuals for D4 look fine, the mechanics look fine, but I don't know. Just right now, there's nothing that super excites me. The trailer for Rogue was okay, but just not fully feeling it yet. It's probably because my overall feeling for Blizzard has gone down so much, but I want to know, am I crazy? Was everything said today gold and you can't wait to get your hands on Diablo 4? Let me know in the comment section below. If you have not joined the official Action RPG Discord, please do so. We're approaching 620 members, great conversations every day. The idea is to create a gaming community that could jump from game to game together so you never start the server alone. Link for that Discord is in the description. Thank you all for watching. Stay home, stay safe. Do not forget to join the official Action RPG Discord. Aaron, out.